Hi there, Jeffrey Rhoades from Experimental Homesteader, Exotic Gardening, and Sheri on Richerson.com. So, we are on a road trip. We took off this morning, came over to Lafayette and West Lafayette for a couple of days. Today, so far, we have gone to the Tippecanoe County Extension Gardens, which are actually located down around Ivy Tech. And we took a look at the Extension Gardens, which were very interesting. They include the community gardens, or a portion of them. They have, 150 plots for the community garden?
152.
Well, 152. I was just kind of rounding it off. But they've got quite a number of plots for the community that they can grow whatever they want in.
That's legal.
That's legal, yes. But they have approximately 8 acres total that they divide up. They've got the portion that's community gardens. They've got some test areas where they do some different testing of weed control methods. They've got some area where it's not currently being used, that they haven't quite decided exactly what they're doing with it. They've got, several neat things to see. They've got a kids area.
With Mr. McGregor's garden.
They've got Mr. McGregor's garden. They've got a rabbit hole. That was pretty cool. But
they've got a native plant prairie area.
Yeah, a native plant area, which is a large part of what Sheri tries to do, is a native plant area of the yard. But too many of our locals seem to think that it's weeds when it's actually native plants. So we struggle with that a little bit. Then we went to XXX root beer stand.
Family restaurant.
It's the XXX family restaurant now. It started out as a XXX root beer stand back in 1931. They sold root beer for 5 cents. It was very cool.
Was it 31 or 29?
31.
Okay.
That was the date on the one photo that I was looking at.
Okay.
We've got more information that we'll put up on the blog regarding it. But the food, the hamburgers are still hand ground, or not hand ground. They're ground in
fresh ground.
They're fresh ground, right there in the restaurant. And they make their patties and cook them down. Very good food. Then we went to...
You forgot the famous guest.
Well, they've had lots of famous guests.
Yes.
If you looked at the wall, some of the pictures, they've had a lot of famous guests, especially from Purdue University, which included Drew Brees as one of their guests. So... yeah, she's rolling her eyes at me because, she doesn't care about Drew Brees. Guy Fieri was a guest of the restaurant early in his career, and basically he had shown up to do a show about the restaurant, and that's when he actually got word that he had been picked up by the network and had more or less a permanent show. So after having a nice lunch, we went to that was the Han Museum next.
No, it was the other place. I know it starts with an S.
That's what I was thinking too. We're tired.
It was John Christian's house.
Samara. There it is.
Yes.
We went to Samara, John Christian's house. This was a house designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, and it was amazing. The architecture, the geometry that was used, it's staggering. The house was laid out as a grid, 4 foot sections, 4 foot by 4 foot squares, and it's all set up in 4 feet by 4 feet, and the way it just incorporates into everything, the Samara concept, which was what was it?
Seed out of the pine cone.
Yeah, it's the seed out of the pine cone. Samara is basically the name for that seed, and I can't think of, what was it, wind seed? I think that's what it translated. It was something along those lines. I can't remember now, but it's that seed, and it was basically the spiral action of the seed in the air that he used as the theme for the house, and it was spectacular, and Dr. Christian was a chemist at Purdue, and worked with, he and his wife spent 5 years working with Frank Lloyd Wright on the architectural design of the house. They built the house, took about 18 months, and then there were little projects. It was a continuous work in progress over, it's actually still in progress. There's little things that they're still completing according to the design, and it's now in a trust, and the work is continuing. There's still tours that can be done. It's just totally cool. Very innovative. Just amazing. From there, we went to the Han Museum, which is a art museum, Indiana art museum. The house was spectacular. It was actually the Connecticut house at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair, and it was purchased and moved to Lafayette after the World's Fair was over, and it's been basically restored. There's all sorts of artwork and antiques that have been purchased and have been put on display. The tours are about about an hour in length, and you get to see all sorts of interesting things. A lot of 1870s, early 1900s furnishings. The artwork right now, it's a ceramics, and it's basically modern ceramics, dating back about 1970, I think, is what he said, that one of the earliest pieces of ceramic that they had. But it's all Indiana artwork. A lot of paintings, which go back a lot earlier, early Indiana artists, and from there we came to the bed and breakfast that we're staying at. It's the Black Blanket Farm, and it's a very nice country house, and I think we're gonna enjoy the stay tonight. We are getting ready here shortly to leave and go to Town and Gown
Is it bistro?
Bistro. I'm trying to think of what it was. And have our dinner, and then we're going to the celery bog. So
195 acres.
195? Okay, it's 195 acres. So I'm not real sure just what to expect with it. But our evening is not over yet. So, and there's more to come tomorrow. So, but I think that's going to do it for tonight. So please subscribe. Give us thumbs up, thumbs down, comments below. And we will see you again tomorrow. Have a great evening.